Hello, my name is Rufus, and I am from Rhythm Kingdom and soundbenefits.ca, and I'm here to show you some ways we can have fun with music and percussion using what we call found sound instruments, things made from ordinary household items. The first thing I'd like to show you is what we call the bucket drum, using just a regular plastic waste bin. So we can use our hands. And I don't recommend hitting on the edge of the drum like we would on a regular hand drum, because it's got a sharper edge and it can be a little uncomfy. But you might find there's two distinct sounds on the bottom, one in the middle, one on the side of the bottom. And then on the side itself, you have a third sound, which can be played as a higher pitched slap, which is another sound we play in drumming, but I don't recommend you have to have three sounds. Two sounds is perfectly great. And with chopsticks, and chopsticks come in different shapes and sizes. The takeout ones are a little bit shorter, but they all work. We can play on the bottom, on the edge of the drum, or on the side. Voila. Now, another one of my favorite drums, many people might have around the house, especially if they have a water cooler. This is a water jug. This one has a handle on it, which I happen to like for putting them on coolers water coolers when they're particularly heavy and full of water. They also allow us to tie a string around it or a ribbon and wear it around our waist, and we can walk around and drum, which I like to do a lot with students in schools that can't afford drums. Because these are quite cheap. Now, if you don't happen to have any around, there are also some supermarkets that refill them, and they often have a few empties around, and they ask you to pay a $10 deposit, which you can get back when you return it. And another option is to contact a local water bottle company in your neighborhood, and they often have a few that are cracked or leaking, and they are more than happy to give them to you for free, because they usually have to pay to have them shredded before they are recycled. Now, these I like because they have a rounded edge on them and a nice distinct bass, and then a comfy tone to play on the side. There's even a third sound, a higher pitch, which we call a slap in drumming. So, or that's the rhythm showing three different distinct sounds. Now, another option you might not have considered are water glasses, or glasses filled with water in different amounts of water. What is a little bit odd is the less amount of water, the higher the pitch. The more water, the lower the pitch. And somewhere in the middle, we're going to have three distinct sounds. Not a bad instrument. You can also use the thinner end to make it a little more gentle on the glass, and I wouldn't recommend using your finest crystalware. Next, I'd like to show you some shaker options. This is a can or tin of tea that has been long ago finished, but I like to hang on to these tins for making instruments. Now, this one has brown rice in it, not white rice. Brown rice has a husk on it, which tends to make it last a little bit longer. The white rice tends to turn into rice flour a little quicker. It has a nice soft sound. You can play it the long way, like this, or you can turn it sideways so it's traveling at a shorter distance. And has a cleaner, crisper sound that way. This is a plastic container that held French fried onions. And again, it has a few ways of playing it. This way, or this way. This way is a little bit easier to hold, and when the shakers travel a shorter distance, it sounds a little cleaner, a little crisper. And with popcorn, however, it's a bit louder, so I don't recommend popcorn in any tin cans. You'll see the difference if I turn it lengthwise. It doesn't sound quite as crisp or as clear, especially when I play it fast. Going slowly, it actually sounds pretty good. Now, if you don't have time or don't have a lot of stuff around the house that you can use for instruments, or don't want to be banging on your glasses or emptying your waste bins, we've also got many instruments with us at all times. So we can have a lot of fun using body percussion as well. Now, if you decide you want to take this a little bit deeper and get yourself a hand drum, some of the music stores out there aren't allowed to be open right now. So I highly recommend looking first on Craigslist or on Kijiji and finding a previously loved drum that people would like to convert it to cash. You can find some really good deals right now, and you'd be surprised at how many instruments might be on sale right now in your community. And you can help out another family or another person who wants to convert something he or she isn't using much right now into some much needed cash. So highly recommend that as well. So thank you for checking out these options, and I look forward to playing with you guys at some point soon. Be well.